It is Wednesday. It is hump day. It is also Mock's 29th birthday, everybody. So we're going to fuss. We're going to fuss. She doesn't want the fuss today because she's not feeling it, but I don't care. We're going to fuss anyway.
I actually forgot. Like Ron had to tell me this morning. He was like, "Happy birthday!" And I was like, "Oh my god, that's right."
Okay, like she's never in all the years
in the history of the world that has never happened.
17 years that I've known her, she has never forgot. Like literally, we celebrate for 2 months beforehand. So you guys,
for real.
That's not okay. So everybody needs to start fussing. Yeah. So
it's not the greatest birthday. We're kind of calling in our family. We're just saying this is a wash, and next year we're gonna like
blow it out.
Up. Yeah,
gonna blow it
like
out
we're talking about maybe doing a road trip down the east coast of Florida, stopping at Amelia, stopping at all the hot spots, and then the finale will be a little boat ride to Raccoon Island.
Okay, so you can like harass all the wild animals.
Well, you literally can just get off on this little island, and you're like surrounded by raccoons who want to who you can feed. This is a real place.
That sounds dreadful.
Oh my god, it sounds amazing.
What if they're rabid? What if they have disease?
They're not.
You got okay. You guys, it's her birthday. It's her birthday. You guys fuss over her. Make her feel special. She's just not feeling it. It's so weird having you not feel it on your birthday. It's bizarre. It's so not like you.
Because like it hurts. Like, so
I know.
That's not fun at all. Wait, why do I have to log into? Okay, all right. Anyway, yes, it is my birthday. Couple points of personal privilege, if I may, that are not really birthday related, but more knee related. I just want to shout out to my husband who's been taking really good care of me, and Neve, because he gets it. So he and I continue to exchange emails, and I'm like, I'm having this pain when I do this. And he's like, oh yeah, I totally know that pain.
Because
you know what I mean?
He's in like week 9, isn't he?
Yeah, like he's well past this horrible stage, but he is close enough to it that he can say, yes, that's a thing. Yes, that's normal. Yes, you'll get over that. You know what I mean? So that's just been really, really helpful. So shout out to those two, especially today. We are going to kick off the show with a little story about Matt Gaetz and some text messages. But first, apparently Matt Gaetz is about to be a daddy-o. His wife tweeted out like their little ultrasound pictures, as you can see here. Baby Gaetz coming this year. So congrats.
That's great.
That's neat. That's awesome.
Good for you, Matt.
And then he was on a flight and someone was behind him and captured video of him texting with his mom. And so he tweeted about that because, of course, this person wanted it to be everybody's business. And so they posted the video all over social media. And so Matt Gaetz tweeted about it after all these texts came out and said, apparently someone sitting behind me on a flight recorded me without my knowledge. They found me texting my mother about news of the day, family finances, and working on my laptop. Please let this be a reminder to everyone to call your mother and maybe get a screen protector.
I mean, he has a good sense of humor about it.
Yeah, he's totally, that's true.
It is, because it is kind of, because the thing that sucks, the first thing that sucks about this is that somebody recorded him. Like, why would you, like, what, get a life, you know?
I know.
It's just, what the hell is wrong with you?
Are gross. They really
they really are gross.
They really are. So the texts really did nothing except show that his mom is very, very worried about him continuing to be tight with Trump and to make sure that he's saying nice things about Trump, and then him reassuring his mother of his wealth. So it's like the most twisted relationship, honestly.
Yeah, it does show.
It's a little bit weird.
It's weird. Like he needs to cut the cord a little bit.
Yeah. So the text included the mom, and I know this is kind of blurry, but it says, don't be criticizing the president or his actions. He's trying to keep us safe. That's his job. MAGA will turn on you. You will lose viewership. Your days in Congress are over. Practice. I don't even know what that says.
Practice law. Something about practicing
law. Let's not mess up the media gig. The president has been a very good friend to you. He hates betrayal. Be smart, not stubborn. So that's a mom talking to her grown-ass son.
Yeah, when she says, let's not mess up the media. Is it your media gig? Like, It's just so weird. That's so weird for a mom to say all those things. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hear it very differently than that. It's very strange to me.
Very, very weird. So he wrote back in part, I've never been freer to share my views and I'll continue to do so. I think about the people who cheerled the Iraq war because they liked Bush. Those people have blood on their hands. I'm a happily married man with a son on the way, 2 penthouse condos and a 1-to-1 real estate asset to debt ratio and 500 grand in my bank account cash. I guess I'll keep hitting it until I die. Because she'd asked him, how many times do you want to hit the wall? And I'm just like, this is such an odd conversation to have with a mom.
It really is. I know. All of it is very bizarre. Because with your mom, you should be like, let's talk about the baby, or let's just talk about me. It's not, hey, this is what's in my bank account.
Right. Let me tell you about my real estate asset to debt ratio.
Bizarre. It's so bizarre. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that was just a very
so that was weird. That was really weird. You guys, there's your weird intro news for the day. It's not weird as Ruff Greens.
It's not weird at all.
That's it. We've got Bear on Ruff Greens. He's so fuzzy. He's going to be even fuzzier, you guys. You should give your dogs Ruff Greens. Get your free Jumpstart bag. Just cover shipping at roughchicks.com. Use code CHICKS. Do it. And then they'll be fuzzy like Bear. They will be.
All right. Let's get to commie news first. And that is, unfortunately, New York City is doomed. So Mamdani, as we've been warning everyone about for a while now, he won the primary, the weird primary that they have there in New York City. He calls himself Trump's worst nightmare. He has been a state legislator. That's literally the bulk of his experience. And so, part of his policy agenda includes free public buses, rent freezes, and grocery stores that are basically public option grocery stores. And he's a total commie, and he wants to defund the police. And I mean, he's awful. He's absolutely the worst possible choice for any public office role.
Well, you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit, New York City. You know what I mean? I don't feel sorry for these people. I don't. You get what you get. You get the government you deserve, and they apparently want this commie weirdo. So have fun with that, New York. I mean, I don't even like that place. I don't. I don't like people on our team are like, hey, chicks, you need to go to New York and do so-and-so. And we are like, ew. First of all, it smells like
but that.
Right. It smells like pee. Can we not go there? It's like crowded. I can't deal. We haven't gone there in years, but I don't like it to begin with. And then you add in a commie running the place. Thank you, but no. It's just going to get worse. It's like one of these.
Oh, it's going to get really bad.
It's going to get so
really bad. In fact, Governor
DeSantis, been a while. Yeah.
He was warning New Yorkers before the election results were in. He was like, listen, you're about to make a big fat mistake, and here's how I'm going to take advantage of it. Here's a little bit of the gov.
If this socialist mayor candidate wins in New York City, you're going to see real estate values skyrocket even more in Palm Beach because people are going to get out of that city. As bad as de Blasio was, this guy is like going to be way, way worse. He doesn't think that you should have law enforcement in dangerous parts of the city, that you should send in social workers. See how that works out for you. It ain't going to work out well.
Yeah, but the thing that sucks, and we've seen it here in Texas, is you don't just get the conservatives, you get a lot of liberals who have shit where they eat. And then they're like, well, we don't like it. We're going to go. And that happened with California and Texas, where a lot of Californians came here and they're like, we want to change things here. Oh my God, F you. Right. And there has been a lot of change here. It's turned kind of purpley and we don't like it. Stay out, get out of our state. You know what I mean? Stay out of our cities. Like we don't want you. We don't.
Yeah. So I mean, imagine like the two choices for in the Democrat primary were Andrew Cuomo, grandma killing, sexual harasser Andrew Cuomo, and a commie. Yeah. It's like they were so effed no matter what. And now Eric Adams, who was a Democrat, is currently running for mayor again as an independent. And then there will be like Curtis Lewa, who'll run as the GOP candidate. And how that will be split among the three candidates is going to be super interesting. There is a tiny bit of hope maybe because Eric Adams is in there, that maybe people will be like, he's better than
because it's so right now it's so South Park. It's like giant douche or turd sandwich. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's what do you do? What do you do?
And people that voted for him, you know, they completely went gaga over his charm and his charisma. And then it turns out, if this is not just a complete joke, that Google searches for socialism skyrocketed after the polls closed.
After the polls closed.
So people were like, I'm going to vote for this guy. He's awesome. And then they were like, wait, what's a socialist?
Oh my God. I can't. Like, this is after the polls closed.
What in the world?
You may have wanted to think about that beforehand, New Yorkers, but congratulations on your commie. Congratulations.
I know. So ridiculous. Alex Berenson tweeted about this saying, nothing can really mess up New York. 9/11 didn't, the financial crisis didn't, COVID didn't, but Mamdani would be a catastrophe, at least that bad, and entirely self-inflicted, which is completely accurate. And then this guy, the Yuri, said, put anti-Semitism aside, because that's, of course, another feature, not a bug, of Mamdani. Can someone explain to me how a guy who's never held a real job and throws around populist, empty promises of giving away everything for free like it's an effing video game is qualified to run the most important city in America? Are people that stupid?
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes. People are that stupid because they're Googling what is socialism after they went to the polls.
Right.
They're that stupid, Mog.
Yep. This is the kind of stuff that makes me need coffee. Strong coffee.
You guys, are you drinking it? Are you drinking it? You should be drinking Blackout Coffee. It's strong. It's bold. It's unapologetic. It's awesome. I've been telling you guys the dark chocolate is the best. You got to find your favorite flavor though. I do like the blueberry crumble too. I didn't think I was going to like it, but I actually really, really love it. And I love the Morning Reaper, which is the medium roast. I drink that too. They have great swag. They have great bundles on their site. If you need a gift for somebody, it's a great gift idea because people, you know, flowers die, but coffee is awesome. So it's a really great, like, nope, flowers, you know what, but coffee's great. So coffee lovers in your life would love something from Blackout. It's precision roasted, it's shipped fast, it's ethically sourced, it's highly caffeinated. It's like the thing that gets me through shows and gets me through my mornings. And there's a flavor for everybody. So use code CHICKS at checkout for 20% off your first order. That's blackoutcoffee.com/chicks. Use code CHICKS.
All right, let's talk about some war stuff, some Iran, some Israel stuff. Tim Pool, I haven't been paying much attention to see where he is on this whole, you know, they're calling people woke right who are like super anti-war and mad at Trump for doing the strikes. I don't actually know where he falls on this, but I do know that he rushes to conclusions. And that was proven so by the fact that he was like, oh my gosh, he said, holy S. Netanyahu told Trump to F off, according to Reuters, but that was completely inaccurate. Netanyahu actually said Israel refrained from additional attacks against Iran after Trump's call, asking him to please back off. When there was that confusion, right, about the ceasefire ending and were there shots fired after and all that kind of stuff. So it was just an interesting thing for him to be like, ooh, Netanyahu told him to F off. No, that's actually not true. So settle.
There's a lot of people out there that are just like, they just assume what they think they know. It's like, were you there? Are you are you friends with them? I mean, they do a lot of assumptions with Trump too.
Yeah.
It kind of drives me crazy. We're seeing that from influencers everywhere. It's like, okay, all right. And it gets a little annoying too, because influencers have become the news. Let's face it. We talk about that a lot and so people are looking at them and they do have a little bit of a responsibility to pull back and go, did he really tell Trump to F off? Did he really do that? Let me just pull back and make sure that he didn't do that.
Yeah. And it's like, so what does that mean for the people that are like, Trump is doing Netanyahu's bidding? Because of course there's the people that are sure that Trump is in Bibi's pocket, which is utterly ridiculous. Trump is in nobody's pocket. So that's why when I saw this, I was like, what are you doing, Tim Pool?
Just calm down.
Take a beat.
Mm-hmm.
There was an account that you'll see on Twitter or X, whatever, that had a really nice summary of the timeline of events. And so I thought this was just a good review. If you want to read this to people, that would be great. This is just kind of catching everyone up on what happened in that last several hours.
Here is the timeline of what happened. Trump announces a ceasefire yesterday, giving 6 hours for both sides to wrap up their operations. Israel starts to bomb Iran heavily. Iran shoots 5 missile barrages at Israel, one of which killed 4 people. Trump's deadline goes into effect and Iran shoots another barrage. Trump announces his deadline is in effect on truth and asks for no more firing. Iran fires 1 missile 3 hours later, which does not land per Trump. Israel vows to respond. Trump publicly demands that Israel does not respond and that its planes turn around. Israel strikes a minor site and turns its planes around. It's like,
just like,
well, it's like you telling kids like, stop fighting. And they're like, okay. And then they just like get one more punch in. They just get one more with this.
It's so exactly what it's like.
Knock it off. Yeah. God, and that's why he's like, they don't know what the F they're doing.
Right. That's why he lost it yesterday. He was so frustrated yesterday morning.
Totally get it. I do. They are toddlers.
JD Vance tweeting about this yesterday, this whole debacle, saying, we are seeing a foreign policy doctrine develop that will change the country and the world for the better. Number 1, clearly define an American interest. Number 2, negotiate aggressively to achieve that interest. And number 3, use overwhelming force if necessary. This is in response to Trump saying that Iran will never rebuild their nuclear facilities. And we'll get into the back and forth about that. But that does seem to be the doctrine. Trump says you're not going to have a weapon, so we can negotiate all you want. I'll be reasonable and I'll offer all kinds of options, but the bottom line is this, and if you don't like it, then you're in trouble.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right.
Side note, can we talk about how poorly some editors or writers at some of these media outlets actually do their job? I could not believe that this was a real headline from Reuters. Look at how poorly constructed the sentence is. Read it out loud.
Live. Trump says both Israel and Iran violated ceasefire with the F word. What? What? Oh my God. Yeah. I agree with you, Muck. Like I see stuff all the time. I see stuff just regular publications where it like paragraphs they're spelled incorrectly. Stuff is just written so poorly. It's terrible. Yeah.
They violated the ceasefire with the F word.
Yeah.
That's what it reads like.
The F word is what did it.
Oh my God. You guys.
This is it. You wonder what they're learning if they're learning pronouns. That's what they're learning.
Exactly. Now. That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
Iran insisted yesterday that they were going to make a full nuclear comeback. Their Iranian atomic chief vowed that they were prepping in advance for these attacks, and they were going to have uninterrupted uranium enrichment and fortified expansion, and that this was the plan. Trump doesn't like that, doesn't agree with it. You're going to hear about that in just a little bit. And now another thing that happened yesterday is that the Congress was supposed to be getting their briefing about what was going on in the Middle East, because of course, so many of them are bitching that they haven't gotten their classified briefing and they feel very entitled to it. So Mike Johnson made an announcement that it was supposed to happen yesterday, and then they ended up having to cancel it. So he said, due to ongoing developments in the Middle East, the classified bipartisan meeting for all members related to the situation involving Israel and Iran has been postponed. This decision reflects the need to ensure that members receive timely and complete information aligned with the current circumstances. I'm in active communication with Jeffries to coordinate a new date for a briefing later this week. And then he confirmed at around 3:30 in the afternoon yesterday, I've just confirmed that the classified bipartisan briefing for all House members will be held on Friday. So I guess things were so up in the air yesterday that he was like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to do this.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, there's that.
And then CNN decided, there was a leaker, and CNN decided to run with the story about how the strike that we did over the weekend did not do its job. So CNN claimed, citing unnamed sources.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that they saw secret intelligence not reported publicly that Trump's actions did not take out the nuclear facilities. Pete Hegseth immediately responded saying, quote, based on everything we've seen, and I've seen it all, our bombing campaign obliterated Iran's ability to create nuclear weapons. Our massive bombs hit exactly the right spot at each target and worked perfectly. So Caroline Levitt, quick also to say that this was fake news and also point out that the story was written by the same woman who said the Hunter Biden laptop was disinformation.
That's so perfect. It's just perfect, isn't it?
Isn't it?
God. And you know what? If she's making this up, which you know she is, it's disrespectful to our military, to the guys and the woman or women who went in there and did this. So
you're right.
Screw you, lady.
Yeah, it's just, and then of course the New York Times picked up on that as well.
Of course.
I went too far, sorry. So they picked up on the same headline. And even Marina Medvin was like, well, this explains why Trump was so crabby this morning. US intel says we didn't destroy the key components of Iran's nuclear program. We didn't even collapse the underground buildings. The new estimate is that the program has only been set back by a few months. Horrifying.
God, there are so many words I want to call that person.
Oh
That's really, you think that explains why Trump was so crabby yesterday morning? You think that's what it was? That's absolutely not what it was. That's not what it was. Like the lack of awareness of these people. I
know. It's
just my fist form.
Same. Can we just take, before we play our friend Scott Jennings, could you please tell people about blinds.com?
I will. I'll tell people about blinds. You know, when we first moved into our house, I was like, I don't want any window treatments because we live in the middle of nowhere. No one's going to see me naked anyway. So what do I care? Right. Plus I love she's laughing. Plus I love the aesthetic of no window treatments, you guys. That's just me. However, living here for several years now, I learned that blinds are essential because we live in Texas. It is literally like the temperature of the sun here. And they cut down on sunlight and heat. And we're getting darker ones for our bedroom now because it the light at night, even it's like the moonlight and everything. I need to have darkness in the bedroom. So if you've ever thought about upgrading your window treatments, but didn't want the hassle, blinds.com can help you. They make it super easy. You can get custom blinds and shades online. You can do it all online, as well as you can do the home stuff too, where they'll come to your home and they'll install and they'll measure and they'll do everything. It's easy peasy. You don't have to wait around all day for somebody to come to your house if you don't want to. You can actually do everything and they can do it on your schedule, which I love. And they guide you through it all. And their prices are great. They're fast. They'll send you free samples. And they have more than just blinds. They have bamboo shades. They have shutters, patio options, all sorts of stuff. And they have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So right now, blinds.com is giving our listeners an exclusive $50 off when you spend $500 or more. Just use code CHICKS at checkout. There you go, blinds.com. There you go.
All right. So Scott Jennings was on not Abby's show, but a show when all this news broke from CNN, citing their unnamed sources. He spoke out about how infuriated Trump should be about this kind of a leak. Here is Scott.
Yeah, I'd be angry if I were him. I mean, he's the president of the United States, and now he's got a part of the bureaucracy that's leaking top secret, sensitive military information. I mean, we're in the immediate aftermath of a military exercise. This document was not produced for public consumption. It was produced for top secret internal government consumption, and now it's out in the public domain. So if I were him, I'd be mad about that, number one. Look, there's more info to come. There's 17 other intelligence agencies inside the government that have to produce some kind of information. The head of the IAEA says that substantial damage and substantial setbacks have occurred in the program, and it's no doubt that the combined efforts of both Israel and the United States have done a substantial amount of damage to Iran's capabilities.
Hello.
How much damage? How long have we set them back? I think we don't know exactly yet. This very early in all this. But if I were the president,
keeps saying completely obliterate.
If I were the president and my government was leaking top secret military information after what our military did, which was execute a precision military strike, I'd be pissed.
These
and
people
he is pissed.
Right. You may read it.
Yeah.
Let me read it. Fake news CNN, together with the failing New York Times, and this is all in caps, by the way, have teamed up in an attempt to demean one of the most successful military strikes in history. The nuclear sites in Iran are completely destroyed. Both the Times and CNN are getting slammed by the public. It's like, you didn't, we don't want you to strike, but then when you do strike and you do it, you didn't do it hard enough.
Right.
It's never enough for these assholes. Honestly,
They're just awful.
It's just no matter what, they're going to complain. They're always going to complain about something. And at this point, I mean, I understand that he gets really angry about that because I get it. I totally do. Because at some point you're like, oh my God, are you guys ever happy about anything? But
can you just be on Team America for once in your freaking life?
For like a second, like half a second, that would be great. But they can't. They cannot.
So according to Israeli intelligence, what they're saying, or what their teams are saying, they believe that Iran's nuclear program has been set back by several years, though not entirely eliminating it. A more accurate assessment is expected in the coming weeks. And then Jennifer Griffin reported, as she dug into the leaked report in its entirety, she said, according to well-placed sources who have seen the classified DIA assessment of the bomb damage assessment, DIA assesses that the Iran nuclear program could be back online in a matter of months, from 1 to 2 months on the low end to less than a year on the high end. But this is a preliminary intelligent assessment and is deemed low confidence. It is based on satellite images and SIGINT, whatever that means, obtained since the strikes. The focus of the report is on the BDA at Fordow. So if it's just based on satellite images and not an actual investigation,
right?
It's basically what we showed, like the pictures that we showed. That's what it's based on.
Right.
And so I don't know that anything in that report is credible. It's absolutely ridiculous that this is even a thing. It just is ridiculous.
It's like
ridiculous.
It's just nonstop. People are like, well, it's not good enough. It's just not, they didn't do, of course, because it's Donald Trump, so it's not good enough. And these people are insufferable. They're just insufferable at this point.
And it's hilarious because, as AG pointed out, it's like the very same people who insisted a few days ago that we didn't need to do anything because there was no evidence they had a nuclear weapons program are now trying to convince you that the regime is only months away from a bomb after we bombed all their nuclear facilities and Israel took out all their top scientists. It's like embarrassing that anyone is even playing this game.
Pick a freaking lane, people.
Right?
Pick a lane.
I love this. CNN before Trump attack. Iran isn't close to making a bomb. CNN after Trump attack. Iran can make a bomb tomorrow.
Oh my God. I know. This is you cannot, I know. It's maddening. It's like gaslighting all over the place.
Yes.
I can't keep track. I just can't.
Batya Ungar-Sargon had a really, really great way, as she always does, of explaining the threading of the needle that Trump did in his actions over the weekend. I can't even say it better than she can, or introduce it better than what she says in this clip. It is absolutely perfect. Check it out.
The president has been taking fire both from the neoconservative pro-regime change side as well as from the isolationist and anti-Israel side of things. The neoconservative regime change hawks, they didn't get what they wanted this week, and neither did the isolationists. What Trump did was what the American people wanted to see, which is peace through strength. If you are a threat to America, we will be ruthless, but we are not interested in sending our troops and our treasure to invade the sovereignty of another country and tell them how to govern and how to live their lives. That is up to them. And that has been the president's position from the beginning. That is his foreign policy. The Trump doctrine is, Tulsi Gabbard actually put it very well in 2016. When it comes to terrorists, she said, I am a hawk. When it comes to counterproductive wars of regime change, I am a dove. The president ignored the influencers on both sides and catered to the American people, to his voters, and gave them what they voted for.
Beautiful. She's so great. Oh my God, I absolutely love her.
Yeah, she was spot on. But think about like the balance beam that he was on. And he's got all these sharks over here going, you can't start any foreign wars. And all these sharks and freaking piranhas over here going, war, war, war.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He's the first president ever to walk that beam.
Yeah.
Seamlessly. Because think of all the guys in the past that have been like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do. He did what he said he was going to do, period. And people who are pissed off at him, sorry, F you. It's like, were you not paying attention? Did you not listen? Can you not have like hearing? Like, can you not comprehend what you read and see? Because he has been consistent on everything that he's done is in line with what he told us he was going to do. Yep. And that actually makes me like him even more. I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm on board now. I'm like on the freaking train because we have in the past, politicians have lied to me. Like they lie all the time. They lie. And even the ones that I liked that were on our side have like gotten in there and they said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You're not doing it. At least I can say he went in there and he did what he said he was going to do. And the people who don't like it, well, then you should have thought about that 8 years ago when he said it.
He also responded because he's he's doing all these NATO meetings at the moment. And so he was asked a question about the fact that, as we showed you earlier, Iran says we're going full steam ahead. We're going to continue to enrich uranium. We're going full steam ahead with our nuclear program. And here is what Trump said about that.
They've said that, but I'll tell you, the last thing they want to do is enrich anything right now. They want to recover. And we won't let that happen. Number one, militarily we won't. I think we'll end up having somewhat of a relationship with Iran. I see it. Look, I've had a relationship over the last 4 days. They agreed to the ceasefire. And it was a very equal agreement. They both said that's enough. They both said it. But no, they won't do that. The last thing they want to do, Katie, is enrich. They're not looking to, they're not, can you imagine after all that, they're going to say, oh, let's go and do a bomb. There could be a day in the future, and then somebody else taking our place will be saying, don't do it. And maybe they won't do it as well. I don't know. But they're not going to have a bomb and they're not going to enrich.
I mean, I believe him. He's not going to allow them to rebuild. It's not happening.
On it, right? It's like, if you try doing it again, we'll bomb you again.
Yeah. Have you not seen what we can do?
Right. We'll do it again. Exactly.
Speaking of Trump, he was also very Twitter happy while he was on his flight to the Netherlands. And he was saying, now that we've made, well, you read this, please.
Now that we have made peace abroad, we must finish the job here at home by passing the great, big, beautiful bill and getting the bill to my desk ASAP. It will be a historic present for the great people of the United States of America as we begin the celebration of our country's 250th birthday. We are finally entering our golden age, which will bring unprecedented safety, security, and prosperity for all of our citizens. To my friends in the Senate, lock yourself in a room if you must. Don't go home and get the deal done this week. Work with the House so they can pick it up and pass it immediately. No one goes on vacation until it's done. Everyone, most importantly, the American people, will be much better off thanks to our work together. Make America great again. Yeah,
I love it.
It just sucks that he has to remind these people, do your freaking jobs.
Right?
Yeah, I know that you're not used to working, but maybe do that.
Yeah, if you could go ahead and get that done.
Uh-huh.
And then, he's also got to contend with the cleanup of Joe Biden's messes, which, of course, resulted in millions of people unvetted coming over our borders, including lots of Iranian nationals. And so now Tom Homan and the rest of border security has their work cut out for them. I know when I grabbed this screenshot that said ICE arrested 11 Iranian nationals across 8 states in a targeted operation, that has now increased. The last number I saw was 16. And these are bad guys.
Yeah.
Bad guys.
They're mostly peaceful though, Mock.
Right. I shudder to think about how many haven't been caught yet.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a worry. And then we still have Democrats who want to poo-poo everything about the operation from the weekend and talk about how this was an impeachable thing that Trump did. One of those people being AOC, who is just ridiculous. Here is what she tried to say about Trump's big admission.
On the ceasefire, the president posted on Truth Social that there is a ceasefire deal between Israel and Iran. Do you believe that?
He also said that it was a war. And I think that the president of the United States admitting that he unilaterally brought the United States into a war without congressional approval is a very grave public admission. It is illegal. It is unconstitutional.
The Congresswoman also writing on Twitter, it is absolutely and clearly grounds for impeachment.
Oh my God. Yes, it's a war. It just is a war that we're not in. We had precision strikes, one and done, and we're out of there. And then now the 12-day war that took place between Israel and Iran is paused. There's a ceasefire. What is she saying?
Well, she wants anything that they can do. They're constantly like, impeach.
Oh my God.
You know, like get rid of him, put him in jail, kill him, whatever it takes. I mean, this is all they have. And they've not changed. And this is why Democrats are in the tank. I mean, I see on the other side, they're like, oh, Trump is tanking. Trump isn't tanking. Democrats still are flailing. They are still trying to they have no compass. Their compass is still, we hate Trump. We hate Trump. And they're still doing it. And it's like, y'all need to change course because this is not working for you. The whole, we got to impeach him. We got to impeach. I feel like we've been through this for the past 8 years. This whole, am I the only one?
Many times. God.
A little tired of that, AOC. Find a new shtick.
But then we have, these moments that give me pause, like the fact that Mamdani won New York City's primary for the Democrat side, and that is terrifying. And so there's still good reason to be on guard for any possible weirdness that's going to happen in the country. And that includes being ready with Readywise.
Well, there's always a chance for weirdness. There's always a chance that another country could involve us in a conflict. There's always a chance that, a hurricane can hit you. A hurricane season is coming. You know what I mean? There's all sorts of stuff. So do you guys have a stockpile of food? Do you have a stockpile of water? Do you have essentials? Readywise can help you get and stay prepared because you never know, like when the next COVID is going to happen or when the supply chain is going to get borked or when a natural disaster is going to strike. And our family, we have a little stockpile in our storm shelter ready to go. We have like the soups, the dried fruit, some meals in there. Plus I also keep like rice and water in there too. We always have that in our storm shelter. Readywise, they have gourmet meals. If you're into that, they have they have basics too. They have all the comfort foods, anything you can think of. Their soups are absolutely amazing and they ship free and they ship fast. So let Readywise help you prepare for any emergency you can think of. Visit readywise.com, use promo code SHIX10 at checkout for 10% off your entire purchase. That's readywise.com, promo code SHIX10 for 10% off.
Do it. Trump had himself quite a response to AOC. I hope you're ready to read a really long one.
Here we go.
Holy moly, did he have a lot to say?
Stupid Stupid AOC. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, one of the dumbest people in Congress, is now calling for my impeachment, despite the fact that the crooked and corrupt Democrats have already done that twice before. The reason for her rantings is all the victories that the USA has had under the Trump administration. The Democrats aren't used to winning, and she can't stand the concept of our country being successful again. When we examine her test scores, we will find out that she is not qualified for office, but nevertheless far more qualified than Crockett, who is a seriously low IQ individual, or Ilhan Omar, who does nothing but complain about our country, yet the failed country that she comes from doesn't have a government, is drenched in crime and poverty, and is rated one of the worst in the world, if it's even rated at all. How dare the mouse tells us how to run the United States of America? We're just now coming back from that radical left experiment with Sleepy Joe, Kamala, and the auto pen in charge. What a disaster it was. AOC should be forced to take the cognitive test that I just completed at Walter Reed Medical Center as part of my physical. As the doctor in charge said, President Trump aced it, meaning I got every answer right. Instead of her constant complaining, Alexandria should go back home to Queens, where I was also brought up, and straighten out her filthy, disgusting, crime-ridden streets in the district she represents, and which she never goes to anymore. She better start worrying about her own primary before she thinks about beating her great Palestinian senator, crying Chuck Schumer, whose career is definitely on very thin ice. She and her Democrat friends have just hit the lowest poll numbers in congressional history, so go ahead and try impeaching me again. Make my day.
And they did try. Al Green, always there to file the paperwork. And they actually had a full-on vote in the House. It was voted out of the House 344 to 79, which includes 2/3 of the Democrats. So they were like, this is
maybe just
dumb. Like maybe
just not. Maybe do some effing work.
Right?
There's a thought. God, these people are useless.
Just ridiculous. Trump was asked about, again, he was asked about regime change, because I know that's a huge fear of people who are worried about us getting dragged into this conflict for the purpose of regime change. So he was asked about that on his flight, and here is what Trump said.
Do you want to see regime change in Iran?
No. If there was, there was. But no, I don't want it. I'd like to see everything calm down as quickly as possible. Regime change takes chaos, and ideally we don't want to see so much chaos, so we'll see how it does. You know, the Iranians are very good traders, very good business people, and they got a lot of oil. They should be fine. They should be able to rebuild and do a good job. They're never going to have nuclear, but other than that, they should do a great job.
Yeah, so there you go. It's like we're not going to get involved in that. I mean, like if the people wanted to rise up, I wouldn't be upset about that.
Nobody should. They should, and they should rise up. I mean, it's terrifying because they're like getting shot in the street essentially for speaking out.
Yeah.
But the time is now.
I mean, if they're going to do it, believe me, I'd be over here cheering them on because that government is whack.
It's whack. Yeah. So apparently, Putin and Trump also had a phone call, and Putin was like, "Hey, do you need any help from me on the whole Iran thing?" And so here is what Trump told him.
A deal with Russia. As you know, Vladimir called me up. He said, "Can I help you with Iran?" I said, "No, I don't need help with Iran. I need help with you." And I hope we're going to be getting a deal done with Russia. It's a shame.
Could you imagine Biden having that conversation?
Oh my God.
I mean, this is the thing. Balls
or Kamala.
It's like she'd just be like, she wouldn't even take the call. They wouldn't even make the call. They would not be talking to Putin, because you know how they used to demonize Putin, because they do. People demonize Putin because, I mean, he deserves to be demonized. But this is the thing. Trump can do that. Trump can get on the phone and be like, "Hey, Satan, what's up?" You know what I mean? Let's talk. Let's talk and let's get this worked out. You know what I mean? Like he can talk to anybody. Anybody, like the worst of the worst, he can do it. He's the guy. You send him in the room and he can talk to them. He is who you want representing you. Honestly.
It's true. It's absolutely true. Jasmine Crockett, who he mentioned in his rant when he was responding back to AOC, man, she is out of control. So she's been so mad about not getting her report, her classified intel about the Israel-Iran conflict. And she is now saying openly that the decision about going to war is hers, or at least she gets a vote on it. But she was much more artful, shall we say, and how she made her point.
Or to understand enough about the Constitution to the extent that I'm the one that's supposed to make a fucking decision, or at least get a vote.
Okay. Texas, do better. Just do better.
Oh my God.
All right. Can we please, for the love of God, can we do better than that?
Oh my God. And you know how we always talk about like the hot tub and how gross everybody gets when they get into office and how they just feel so entitled to everything. So she, in another video, she decided she was still bitching. This was probably before those tweets from Mike Johnson about, scheduling a time to sit down with everybody. So she was so mad that she hadn't gotten her little briefing, and she wears her pin, her congressional pin, as a pendant. And so she believes that somehow that gives her like magical entitlement powers. And so here she is bitching about not knowing any more than just all of us regular plebes.
But I wanted to jump on because obviously it's been bombs, missiles, all kinds of stuff. And to be clear, I've still not gotten any type of briefing. So just so y'all know, nobody's tried to call us in for a top secret briefing at all as whole sitting members of Congress, but whatever. So I wanted to make sure that y'all knew that. So unfortunately, my information is not any more advanced than the information that you're getting, whether you're watching TV or if you're on social media.
How are her constituents doing? How's your area doing, Jasmine?
Yeah.
Because she represents what? The Dallas area? Is
it
Dallas?
Is it Dallas?
Dallas area, like that. How's it doing?
What are they doing? Why do they like her?
Well, It's like, I bet you that area is not doing so hot because she's spending a lot of time doing what she's doing there and not helping the people, her constituents. This is what a lot of these yahoos do. And then like the AOCs of the world and the Ilhans, it's like they don't help the people that they're elected to help.
Right.
They just spend their time TikToking and getting out there and talking shit. And it's like, you're not doing your job, Jasmine.
Well, remember too, about, I want to say a month ago or so, she was talking about how she wanted to be the head of the oversight committee or the ranking member of the oversight committee. So the vote for that happened yesterday. And I think it was Robert Garcia who ended up winning it. Well, when they went through some of the initial like ranking of the different people that were up for that role, which she really, really wanted, she was at the very bottom of the list. And so she decided to bow out to save herself further embarrassment. And there's some sort of something that she did specifically that made people turn away from her on that committee. And she doesn't say what that something is, but she does explain here that that thing is what made her decide this isn't going to happen for me and I'm going to bow out. Here she is to explain.
Went through the first leg of this race today, and there have been recent questions about something that just wasn't true, because I'm always loud and proud about everything that I have to say. But it did cause me some issues for sure. So I placed last in the recommendation from steering policy. And so with that, I am not going full caucus for a vote tomorrow. And, you know, those that have decided that they want to stay in the race to pursue the position, I am going to gracefully bow out because it just kind of is what it is, right? Like it just is what it is.
Okay. So, all right. So she's bowing out because this is the thing. She's bowing out. Why again? She's bowing out because
of issues that aren't true, because she's loud and proud about everything.
Because she sucks.
I don't know. She's not in leadership in that.
Right.
Committee.
Thank God. Thank you, Jesus. So she's she's South Dallas. People are correcting me. She said, because there's a difference between North Dallas and South. She's South Dallas. Yeah. It's not that area is not doing too hot.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that right now. It's not doing too hot. So I'm just saying she probably needs to work on that before she runs her freaking mouth.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm relieved in some ways that other Democrats are like, she's too much of her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they don't want her representing, Democrats at the leadership level of committees. I mean, I guess that's a good thing.
Just want the guy with the guitar playing Jimi Hendrix. It's way better. That whole party is just a big hot mess. It is a hot dumpster fire is what it is. Just a dumpster fire, and she's in it. Woo! Dumpster fire. She's the queen of dumpster fires.
Well, hopefully the same cannot be said about your retirement portfolio.
Yes. You guys, everybody's heard of Doge. What about DOR? We've talked about DOR. It's the Department of Retirement Efficiency. And that is where Zach can come in. Zach is our dude. He is like our financial dude, Zach Abraham. He's conservative, unapologetically conservative. So if you're looking for somebody to help you with your retirement, he is the guy to call. And he can run your he can look at your portfolio, look at what you've got, and find the waste. He can find where you can do better. You can get confident again in your retirement, because you only have one, you guys. And Bulwark offers a free Know Your Risk review to check and see if you're doing the right things strategically and efficiently. You can visit knowyourriskpodcast.com for a free Know Your Risk review. It's no cost, no obligation, totally free. He can uncover hidden risk. He can lower your risk, lower your cost, minimize stuff, maximize upside potential. Get a second opinion if you already have somebody, because he's really, really great. That's what we did. We have him now as our guy. We had somebody else who wasn't communicative, and he is wonderfully communicative. He's really great. And we feel confident in our retirement now. So schedule your free Know Your Risk portfolio review at knowyourriskpodcast.com. Don't put
Advisory services offered through Track Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. The opinions expressed in this program are for general informational purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual or on any specific security. Any references to performance of securities are thought to be materially accurate, and actual performance may differ. Investments involve risk and are not guaranteed. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Track 24308.
It's my favorite.
Sorry, did I jump?
No, it was good. It was good. You read my mind. We're like brain shares. It was good.
Okay. We do have a couple of other interesting sort of headlines to touch on. The first being that Karmelo Anthony, who you may recall from stabbing Austin Metcalf in Frisco, Texas, he was indicted in murder, first-degree murder yesterday. So that was announced, which is great news.
Yeah, it is. I hope that Austin's family files a civil suit after that too. I hope that they do that because I think he's going to be tried as an adult.
Oh, really?
That's what they're saying. He's going to be tried as an adult. It's first degree murder. There were a lot of cameras, you guys, a lot of cameras out there. And that kid was like, oh, it's self-defense. Give me a break. It was not.
Yeah. So, if there were a lot of cameras out there, that's going to be a really dumb way to go about the case.
Yeah, I just think so. I hope his family, after, the regular trial is said and done, that they sue his family in a civil court and get all that GoFundMe money, because nobody should profit off of somebody's death. And they did. They got money. I mean, they bought a house. It's gross. That family is gross.
Well, speaking of money and someone who is struggling with it, Hunter Biden is now being sued for over $50,000 in unpaid legal bills, including the Delaware gun case. And so I guess he needs to start painting some more blow art or something.
What? How can you have unpaid legal bills if you're a Biden? I just don't even understand this.
I don't either. I do not get it.
Oh, he didn't pay his taxes at one time too, right? Didn't he have?
Well, yeah, that's right. Because that was one of the charges, right? And then he had to go and pay a bunch of back taxes, which he had to go ahead and pay a bunch of back taxes. Let's get real. Did he really do it? His daddy was president. Yeah, exactly. But
come on. Yeah. It's outrageous, dude. Pay your bills. No one is above the law, you guys.
That's right. That's right. So he's being sued. I'm not sure where that's going to go, but it will be fun to follow.
Yeah.
And then this was a really, really encouraging stat that I thought everybody would appreciate. And that is that according to Polymarket, U.S. is on track to lose more immigrants than we gain for the first time in 50 years.
50 years, half a century. Oh,
I mean, wow.
Yeah, wow is right. That's nuts.
It is.
And you know what? I'm happy about it.
Yeah, because we've gotten way too many illegally over the last 4 or 5 years. So this is very welcome news.
It's a tourniquet. We got to stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
We got to stop the bleeding. We got to heal. And then we can take in more. This is the thing. I know it's there's a difference between legal and illegal, but we got to figure out we got to handle our family.
Right. Exactly.
We can take more.
Let's sort it out. Let's take a beat, and then we'll invite the legal process to resume again. But for now, my God.
Totally.
But there is somebody that's quite unhappy about it, and she gets really, really emotional in this, you guys. And it's Gavin Newsom's wife.
Oh, bless her heart.
Sad. Because listen, here's what she says.
We are a country of immigrants. That is just a fact. It is who we are. And yet here we are watching families be targeted, watched, hunted, farm workers being chased across fields. These are some of the hardest working people on earth, and they literally feed the nation. Shame on this federal administration for doing this. Shame on them for choosing cruelty, for terrifying families, ruining children's lives just to make a political point. This shouldn't be about politics. This should be about people, their well-being, our shared humanity. Today I heard from community members who have lost loved ones to suicide because of the trauma and pain being inflicted on the immigrant community. If you looked into their eyes, you would understand, you would feel it. You would know this was wrong. We have to do better.
Oh my God. I mean, if only we could see the tears through all the Botox and shit shoved in her face. You can't see the emotion. She's trying so hard. She's like, I'm trying to cry, but I can't because everything's frozen. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
she's
Yeah. I wonder
awful.
if she was concerned about the 300,000 women and children who were trafficked across the border. Did she cry about them? Did she cry? Because some of them we haven't found some. I know some of them we have found, which is great. But like some of them are still, was she crying about that? No, she doesn't cry about them, right? She doesn't cry. And it's not like she's taken any into her mansion.
No, don't be ridiculous.
Because they're dirty.
Unless they're doing her floors.
Oh,
you
that's
know,
right.
in which
Redoing.
case,
And then doing her garden. Because what is she going to do without her gardening people, you guys?
You may recall the name Neera Tanden from being the worst person in DC politics, according to our best friend, Scott Jennings. And it turns out that Neera Tanden had her closed door hearing yesterday with the oversight committee. They're doing questioning of the people that surrounded Joe Biden and may have had access or use of or control of the auto pen. And it turns out Neera Tanden is one of those people that had control of the auto pen. And she's hanging on to the idea that there was no cover up at all, that everything was on the up and up. Here's what she said after her interrogation.
I just spoke with the House Oversight Committee, Majority and Minority Council. I answered every question, was pleased to discuss my public service, and it was a thorough process, and I'm glad I answered every question.
Was there an effort to disguise President Biden's condition?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, we believe you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she chose that moment to like walk away from the mic, right?
Like did the Homer Simpson in the bushes. Oh shit.
So, because the next question would have been like, but you were featured in Jake Tapper's book.
Right.
So like, what do you have to say about, and she was like, bye.
I know, I gotta go. I have to go now. I have to go. I just crapped my pants. Oh my God.
She's awful. God, she's awful.
They're all awful. Everybody who worked with him and covered that up, they're all awful. And because they all turned around and they all screamed democracy at us. Screw you. Biggest scandal in my lifetime.
It is
for America. I'm not letting it go. I am Karening this all the way. I am not letting it go. I want to speak to their manager.
That's right. We want to speak to all the managers.
We want to speak to every manager.
And speaking of not letting things go, this is what Kash Patel tweeted yesterday. He said former FBI leadership withheld the facts and misled the public on China's 2020 election interference, and they did so for political gain. This FBI is exposing all of it and giving Americans the truth they deserve.
Yeah. We saw that last week. Some of the documents are coming out. Like there's proof. When I was with Chad last week, I was like, okay, something's going to come out about this because Kash was talking about documents or whatever that had been revealed. So this, like we all didn't know that some weird crap went down in 2020. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like the COVID stuff. So many of us knew that there was weird stuff going on with COVID. They were like, you're a conspiracy theorist. You're crazy. Like you're the weird people. Really? Because I mean, I feel like it's common sense, like this, we're just seeing things for what it is. And this is like, I saw it for what it is. You saw it for what it is. Come on. 2020 it was crazy.
It's going to be interesting. We'll obviously be looking out for that. And I'm also pleased to inform everyone that at the NATO meeting that is occurring probably even still yet this morning, Zelensky ditched the army green, like whatever it is that he normally wears.
His fatigues.
Yeah, his fatigues. And he put on a suit, not with a tie, but at least he was like he stepped it up for the NATO meeting. Here he is arriving for the meeting. Look at him go.
Wow.
I mean, he was dressed up.
He got himself a stylist. I bet we paid for that suit.
Well, I think he knew Trump was going to be there and he was like remembering their last meeting and
Trump was like, why do you look like such a douchebag? You look ridiculous. Why are you dressed like that? Can you not just step it up? God, have some self-respect.
And then I do want to play one thing that happened at this NATO meeting, which this is something that Trump gets endless credit for. going back as far as his first administration, and it sort of all culminated with this moment from the NATO chief. Here it is.
For too long, one ally, the United States, carried too much of the burden of that commitment. And that changes today. President Trump, dear Donald, you made this change possible. Your leadership on this has already produced $1 trillion in extra spending from European allies since 2016. And the decisions today will produce trillions more for our common defense to make us stronger and fairer by equalizing spending between America and America's allies.
That's just amazing.
It is really amazing. What's her name? Is it Maloney?
Maloney.
Yeah. I kind of like her.
Oh shit!
I kind of like her.
Yeah,
though.
she's great.
I do. She has a sense about her where I'm like, okay, she's like one of the few chicks that's there, and I just appreciate her. But yeah, that was a cool clip. It was very cool.
Yeah, I mean, and it's true. I mean, he admitted what everybody knows, which is Trump finally said what the United States should have said long ago, which is we're sick and tired of paying for everybody's shit.
Yep.
You guys need to pony up. If
right.
you want help with defense,
again,
then it's on you.
Yep. He deals with toddlers when it comes to all this like war stuff. And then these guys are teenagers. We're cutting you off. You know, you don't just get to like take our credit card and go spend it on spring break. Okay. We're cutting you off. Like start having some responsibility. We're over it. He's daddy, you know, he's out there just smacking people around, and somebody needed to do it.
Yeah. It was long overdue. But the good thing too is that he also has a childish side. As JD tells in this story, he was at like some Republican dinner and he told this story about seeing Trump in the Oval.
The president looks over at me, puts the foreign leader on mute and says, "This is not going very well," and he presses the red button. And my eyes get really big, and I'm like, "Mr. President, you know what just happened?" And he looks at me and he goes, "Nuclear, nuclear." And 2 minutes later, a guy walks in with a Diet Coke, and he looks back at me and he says, "It wasn't nuclear. It's just the Diet Coke button." And that's so. That's the kind of guy, and my fellow Republicans, that we have as the president of the United States.
Love it. I love that.
So great.
It's so great.
I have horrible news for people like myself who are longtime fans of the original movie, The Sound of Music, with Julie Andrews, with Chris Plummer, with like, you know, the original, like one of the greatest movies ever, greatest musicals ever.
They're not remaking it. No.
Oh, not only are they remaking it, look who's gonna play Maria.
No. Why would they do this? Everybody hates her.
Everybody hates her. I know.
What is wrong with these people?
Oh my God. I cannot believe this.
That's one thing. We all come together. Democrats, Republicans, dogs and cats. We all come together and we all universally hate this biatch. Like, why are they doing this?
I don't know.
Oh my God, Mock. That's a bomb that you dropped on us that I was not prepared for.
I'm sorry, but like you guys have to know that I saw that yesterday and I was like losing my mind.
It is cultural appropriation, isn't it?
Oh,
it's culture. Wait, Julie Andrews, what nationality was she in the movie? You guys, what was she? It's got a
British person.
Was she British?
I can't even remember.
You guys,
I don't remember.
This is not okay. Like this just is not okay. It was one thing for them to redo every Patrick Swayze movie ever done. Patrick Swayze's in heaven going, "Can you not? Can you just not?"
Right?
But this,
oh my God, just infuriating on every level. It just cannot happen. And it probably will happen. And we just all need to not see it. I mean, that's the bottom line.
We need to express our disdain for it in addition to not seeing it. Express your disdain.
Okay, we need to talk about you, Bernie.
What do you got to mock, you whore? You whore with the knee? You're still showing your knee, you whore. I see it. I see it. Happy birthday, Mark. You and your whore knee. You're showing your knee. It's your birthday. It's Mark's birthday, you guys. It's Mark's birthday. Everybody wish her happy birthday.
So Bernie was on Joe Rogan's show yesterday, or whenever they taped it, it just was released yesterday. And Joe Rogan really made him look so dumb in a couple of different clips, several actually. We're just going to share a couple. The first one was when they were talking about Citizens United, and Bernie's, of course, one of the people that's super mad about Citizens United, and he hates corporate money meddling in politics.
Oh, really does. Yes.
He's so mad about it. So
mad.
then he decided, and this was a mistake on Bernie's part, he decided to make an example out of Joe Rogan's friend, Elon Musk. And this is how it went.
Here we go.
The result of that decision, let's take us to where we are today, is that Elon Musk, and I know Elon was on your show, and he's here in Austin, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. And we could talk about Elon, but he spent $270 million to elect Trump as president. Okay. I think that's absurd that any one person...
What's the most someone donated towards the Harris campaign?
They spent a lot of money on Harris as well.
They spent $1.5 billion just
combined
over the course of a couple of months.
You got it. All right, let me talk about it. So
Yeah,
I'm not here
let's
just to
talk
say
about
it's
that.
a Republican. That's my point here.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
really? Is that your point? Is that your point, Bernie? Was it? He's like,
Didn't feel like that was his point.
This is my posture. My posture. He's such a caricature of a person. He's just so ridiculous. More billionaires donated to Harris than Trump. That is a fact. It's an absolute fact. And he has the audacity to get on Rogan's show and think he's not going to get fact checked about that. Bernie.
Especially
come
to
on.
try to like talk about Elon.
Right. Mark
Just-
Cuban
dude.
was the VP pick before Walls. They wanted Mark Cuban to be the VP. And he was like, nah, I'm pretty sure we're going to lose. I'm going to bow out. And so I'm not going to do it. You guys can pick this guy, this Elmer Fudd looking dude, and you can make him cosplay into a lumberjack. Maybe it'll no, of course. Like he knew they were going to lose. He was out. I don't know. Last time I checked, he's a billionaire. I don't know if you guys know that. He's a billionaire. And then he goes on this oligarchy tour and act like they have some sort of moral high ground because they have no billionaires on that side. They have a crap ton of billionaires on that side. They have more billionaires on their side. They are the party of the elites. And they are just like playing this. They're in a skit, acting like they're not. That's what Bernie has. He's either lying or he has no idea what party he's in now. Because it's the party of billionaires. That's what they are. And the oligarchy tour is just the biggest performance art gaslighting that I've ever seen.
Well, or he thinks he can pull one over on Joe Rogan, which is a really dumbass way to head into a Joe Rogan interview.
Can't do that.
You cannot do that. And he tried to do it on climate change also. That too did not go well.
Climate change issue. And I know that, there are some people who think climate change is a hoax. It ain't a hoax. I think the last 10 years have been the warmest on record. And we can create millions of good-paying jobs, transforming our energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency, to solar, to wind, and other sustainable energies.
I think the climate change issue is very complicated. And I think, did you see the Washington Post piece that they wrote? Where they did this long-term view. First of all, the reality is that the Earth's temperature has never been static, right? We could both agree on that. It's always been up and down. There's been ice ages and heat waves. And then the Washington Post looked at it. What was the time period that they looked at? That essentially they found that we're in a cooling period. That the Earth over the past X amount of years, and this was like a very inconvenient discovery, but they had to report the data, and kudos to them for doing that. Scientists have captured the Earth's climate change over the last 485 million years. Here's a surprising place we stand now. So look at the far end of that graph, and you see we're in a cooling period.
Well, I'm not sure. I didn't read that article, but the scientists who are out there, I think.
I know, but there's a lot of money involved in that too, Bernie. That's part of the problem. There's a lot of money involved in this whole climate change emergency issue, and there's a lot of control, and that's a big part of this problem.
And he's like,
God, I love that.
He's like, I don't like money. But I like my 4 homes. I like my 4 homes, but I don't like money, Joe.
I didn't read that article.
I'm not sure. What a jerk.
Oh my God. I know.
What an
so
absolute
great.
hypocritical blowhard jerk. Shut up, Bernie. God.
I hate to play any Candace, but we're gonna play a little Candace.
God.
I know. And actually, the first video is all borky, kind of like an earlier video was in the video yesterday. I don't know what's going on, but there's like some borkiness happening. The sound is fine. It's just the visual is not on track. But she's basically saying there's no way in hell she's gonna send any of her sons, who the oldest of which is 4. She's not going to send any of her sons to fight an Israel war.
Okay.
She would rather them go to jail. Here she is.
The Uniform Code of Military Justice, Article 90, dishonourable discharge can result in forfeiture of all pay and allowances up to 5 years confinement, which is a pretty heavy penalty to pay.
Yeah, I'd want my kids to go to jail before they fought for Israel. I'll say that honestly.
Okay.
I would. I have 3 sons, and I'm going to be honest with you, Piers. I'm glad you told me that consequence. I'd take that consequence any day to them being sent back over in a coffin because they died for Israel. So.
Okay.
Okay, well, there's actually what a 4-year-old's going to be strapped with an AR-15. It's like toddler warfare. Woo!
I mean, why does she look so angry?
So angry about it. She really is angry about it.
So angry. And then she was asked about where she stands on Trump right now. And she is angry. Like she's regretting promoting him. I mean, this is freaking crazy.
Are you done with Donald Trump, or could you see a way that you would end up perhaps voting for him? Oh, yeah, he can't run again, obviously, but would you support him publicly again?
So I want to be clear. I don't regret voting for Donald Trump above Kamala. I think he was the better candidate, certainly a better candidate above Joe Biden. But what I will say is that he's been a chronic disappointment. And I feel embarrassed that I told people to go vote for him because this wasn't going to happen and it is happening.
How? I would like to know how he's been a chronic disappointment. In what way? Because he's done the things that he said he's going to do. So I don't know how that would be a disappointment. The reason he's a disappointment to her is that he is aligned with Israel. And
he actually likes them.
She doesn't like the Jews. I mean, let's just get real. I'm just being real. She's a truth teller. I'm a truth teller, right? So there you go.
Well, and then just as disappointingly, and I know Anna Kasparian has never been a conservative, but we've had hope for her because she's had common sense moments. But man, is she ever convinced that Israel is engaged, and Candace is convinced of the same thing, in this genocide against Gazans. And so Piers had Anna Kasparian, Dinesh D'Souza, Jonathan Conricus, like a lot of headbutting people on his panel at the same time. And she was such a freaking psychopath that it was utterly pointless to have her on. And even Piers admitted it. There was a guy that wrote in saying, figure out your show, Piers. You can't hear a damn thing when there's multiple people screaming about it's your show, act like it. And Piers said, I agree. Sadly, I tried repeatedly, but failed to stop Anna Kasparian shouting at John Conricus throughout tonight's debate. Shame, as a proper debate between them would have been much more interesting. I don't want a circus. I want proper debate.
Yeah.
And here's a little taste of how psycho she was acting. It's scary.
She was hysterical.
I want to talk to Jonathan Conricus. A lot has been said in the last few minutes. What's your response?
Well, hello, everyone. I can, even though I've never met the person who is constantly interrupting others, I don't think we've ever even communicated on X, but I can feel your frustration. No, don't interrupt me. I can feel your frustration. I can feel how sad you are. I can feel how difficult it is for you to see Israel teaching the Iranian regime a lesson and Israel winning on the battlefield. I can understand that it's frustrating for you. I can understand that you're having a tough time dealing with reality.
You have to actually address the substance
of
my argument. Why are IDF soldiers shooting and killing children at humanitarian aid hubs? You genocidal prick.
And frankly,
can you answer
really
that
your
question?
talking points are tired.
The whole world
I'm not
sees
here
you
to
guys
answer
for
your
what you are.
questions,
Just keep
Mrs.
it real.
Interrupter. I'm not here to answer your questions.
Your own damn
Last time I
wars.
checked, this wasn't your channel. This wasn't your channel, and you've
Biggest
done nothing
welfare
but interrupt
in the
and talk
world, constantly
nonsense.
taking from the
You've
American
only been
people,
talking nonsense so
both in
far,
the
and I've been
form of
sitting here and
American
listening
lives and
quite
in the form of
politely
American
to your
taxpayer
nonsense,
dollars.
and
Pay
you
for your
keep
own
on
damn
screaming
weapons.
All right,
over
guys,
me
we need to
as if
hear
you're right.
individually
disgust me.
talking. Don't talk over each other. There's no point.
I can't stand these people and their disgusting lies. As
excuse
children
me,
are
I
getting
was
slaughtered
talking, and then you
by
started
the dozens
interrupting, and you're
daily
screaming.
at these
You're
humanitarian aid
impolite.
hubs. I can speak over
You're
you
not even
endlessly.
facts
All
based.
right, listen, we can't have a debate.
And it's not going to
We
work.
can't have a debate if you don't let Jonathan. At least let him.
Americans are forced to fund genocide.
Let Jonathan say what he wants to say. Then you can respond.
Listen, Piers, this isn't going to work. Clearly, you can see that she's here to instigate.
Let him talk, please.
She's here to instigate. She is here to instigate. She constantly interrupts. That is not a way to have a meaningful discussion. And if I'd ask you to kindly, put her in place so that at least I could say 2 or 3 sentences.
Put her in place.
That's the first thing. Now I can understand.
Wow.
She was awful.
Dinesh and the other two are like, I'm glad we came on tonight. Really glad that we joined the panel this evening.
I'm so glad we've had this time together.
They were just having a great time, weren't they?
I mean,
my God.
damn.
She is the reason. Stuff like that is the reason that people they look at women and they go, not really sure if women should be in charge of shit. You know what I mean? Because they get a little emotional. I'm just
emotional.
I'm putting that out there. That is why. I seriously, that clip right there is why we've never had a woman president. I'm serious.
I mean,
I'm serious. People are going to get mad at me for saying that. But that kind of outburst and that kind of emotional, like, you can't regulate your emotions in a situation like that is the reason that, like, we don't have more leadership positions. Like, calm yourself.
Yeah, just stop making us look bad. For real.
Stop. Just try to just take a deep breath, take a beat, as Mock would say, and just don't call people genocidal pricks when you're in a when you're in a debate. When you're in a debate.
And let him say just a couple sentences,
right.
And then Pierce is going to give you your turn. So just wait.
Just debate. Like, just debate. God. Debate like a normal human being. It's kind of like when people, will look at us, like liberals scream at us and they'll be like, "You're racist."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always like, that's not helpful. It's not helpful at all. Like, you showed me how intellectually lazy you are, and you're emotional, and I can't argue with you now. We can't have an argument now. You're just a effing idiot. And she looked like an effing idiot in that clip. And that's unfortunate because I know she's not dumb. She's not. No. She's just a little anti-Semitic, but she's not dumb. She could have debated, and it's unfortunate that she didn't actually debate.
That was crazy
Right.
crazy.
It really was.
Okay, let's get to some My Pillow Talks. This one just irritated the crap out of me, even though I follow lots and lots of dancers. I'm very impressed by
me too.
I love, good
too.
dancing is it's such a joy to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a professional ballerina, okay? And she is doing the toe balancing, which is just completely blows my mind. Every time I see ballerinas do this, it like blows my mind. But she's not only doing it on just the floor, she's doing it on the tippy tops of like wine bottles. Okay.
Oh
and
my God.
I know. And I'm watching it thinking, I can't even stand on my left leg right now, like with my whole foot.
I'm afraid of balance beams. Like, if I get on balance beams, like
I can't do those.
I'm afraid of those on a flat foot. So wow.
I mean,
what?
How? And then it's not even that she stands. She also squats down.
And she's reading.
Yeah.
She's like, let me just
read this book and then crouch down on the tippy top of these bottles.
Any like false move by her, she could literally break her ankle.
But nope.
Oh my gosh. That is remarkable.
Isn't it? And then she's like, why don't I do a little, I'll just do a little kick leg. Oh, I can't do that. But I mean.
Wow.
Again, I cannot put full weight on my whole ass right leg. Okay. And she's like on the top.
Okay. Well, you have an extenuating circumstance, but
I
still,
do, but
not many people can do what she does. That's remarkable. That is a God-given talent. Like, you look up and go, thanks, when you can do that.
I know you don't like eye stuff, But
I don't like eye stuff.
What if you had a monkey who would help you get things out of your eyes?
No, I don't. Oh my God, Mock. What are we doing? Why are we doing this? I wouldn't want his furry little hands in my eyes.
He's so groomy. It's so sweet.
Well, I saw a lady that had a monkey and she had a bunch of things in her hand, like what do you call it? Like splinters in her hand. And she just went up to the monkey and went like this. And the monkey took them all out in like 2 seconds.
Oh my God.
And I was like, all right, that's a handy little trick. If you have a monkey,
he was even plucking extra eyebrow hairs.
You know
what I mean?
It's handy for grooming. If you don't like to groom yourself, especially dudes, if you don't want to do this yourself, you don't want to go to like one of those dude places where they groom you, get yourself a little monkey to groom you.
Yeah.
Right.
So this last one is of a guy and his sweet, sweet, sweet dog. Dog had a bit of an accident. Okay. But the way that he decided to handle this particular accident was not what I was expecting, but also I kind of understand it in a weird way. Here it is.
Dog Nina. I love this dog more than anything. Today she shit on the floor and I had to clean it up. It was diarrhea.
Oh, it happens.
And I thought about scolding her for diarrheaing on the floor.
Yeah.
But I didn't want her to feel insecure or ashamed or really bad in any way because she's perfect. I wanted her to feel comfortable.
Look at her.
So I brought her over to the poop. And I shit next to it.
Expecting that. I wasn't expecting that at all. Oh my God. And in a way you're kind of like, oh, that's not really sweet. That's actually kind of weird. It's actually
it's a little overboard.
Weird.
I mean,
a little, you jumped the shark, dude. We're gonna just keep scrolling. That was weird.
But that is really sweet.
It's sweet, and then it got weird. And it got weird.
Oh my God, I just died over that. It was so funny.
God.
All right, we do have some thank yous over on Venmo. Gay Olson Oberslinsky said, "Happy birthday, Mock. I hope you are able to enjoy your special day."
I hope so too. Enjoy your day, damn it.
I'm gonna try, but you guys, it's very hard right now. Amber Burns said, "Happy birthday, Mock. Hope you're spoiled like crazy. Enjoy your special day." Thank you. Michelle Billiette said, "Happy birthday, Mock. Have the best day. I watch you gals every day from California. So thankful for both of you as you keep this Cali gal sane. Blessings." Thank you. Tony Ann Aldrich said, "Happy birthday, Mock. I've been starting my mornings with you two gorgeous, hilarious ladies for over a year now. You are all basically my caffeine at this point. I love how real, transparent, and downright funny you both are."
That's so sweet. Thank you.
Sweet.
Thank you for coming and joining us.
Tony Ann Aldrich again said, "Damn Venmo. Keep being awesome. Keep saying what needs to be said. And most importantly,
balls."
Balls. Kelly Wiseman said, "Happy birthday, Mock. On Dad Joke Wednesday to boot, I started a rock band named Blanket. We're a cover band."
I love it. That's
all my
great.
love. XOXO.
I love it.
Renee Nadeau says, "Happy birthday, Mock. Next year you can party like it's 1999.
Yes.
Because this year sucks balls.
I know, but it's going to be great this year. The whole coming year is going to be great because you have a new knee.
Yeah, I know. I hope so. I just need to start working." Nemin64 over on Local says, "I told my wife she was drawing her eyebrows too high. She looked surprised." Happy Dad Joke Wednesday. Mock, I hope your recovery is speedy. Thank you very much. He also said, "Happy birthday, Mock." Minnesota Solar Baby says, "Happy birthday, Mock. Also, shout out to Coat Defense for Humans. The clean deodorant body powder has been my saving grace in the South Carolina heat and humidity." Nice. That's right. Because they do have human products, which are also very, very nice. Dawn Wee 5620 said, happiest birthday, Mock. Thank you. Becca T in South Carolina said, "Happy birthday, Mock. I had my first steroid injection in my knee this week in your honor. Hope you get showered with love by family and friends all week and weekend. You deserve it always, but especially today. Now take my money." Thank you. Alacadem326 said, how can you tell the blind man at the nude beach? It's not hard. The best birthday you can have, Mock. Take the drugs, eat the cake. Thank you both for all you do. Much love and balls. And Judy Flood said, why did the tornado blush? It saw the salad dressing. Happy birthday, Mock.
Shelly Ethington, happy birthday, Mock. Oh crap, I moved my mouse. Happy birthday, Mock. Randy Craig, happy birthday, Mock. You are the best. Shelly Langben, happy birthday, Mock, and continued healing. Marcy Peralez, happy birthday, Mock. Mary Strickland, happy birthday, Mock.
Thank you,
Robert
guys.
Clark, happy birthday, Mock. When is a door not a door? When it's a jar. Brian Brumley. This weekend in Richmond, we stumbled into an awful bar called The Fiddle. It was really a vile inn. Here's some seed money for next year's birthday bash. Happy birthday, sweet lady. Aaron Krieger, you're getting the fuss and you're gonna like it. I know it sucks now, but you got a new knee for your birthday, so you'll be able to do all the things soon. Take my money and my fuss.
So.
It's true, Mock. It's true. Listen to Aaron. Karen Elliott, happy birthday. We love you. Try to keep your knee elevated even during the show and wear compression socks. It helped my daddy.
I have not tried compression socks.
Oh,
Maybe
I have.
a thing.
You should get some compression socks. Yeah.
Okay.
They're great.
All
I have
right.
some. I don't even, when did I use those? I can't remember what I used them for, but I had compression socks for something along like the
I
past
think I have a
years.
pair because like after my stroke thing, I was worried about flying without them. And so I know I've got a pair somewhere. I'll have to dig those out.
Robin Dye, dad joke for Mock's birthday. Age is not a number. It's clearly a word. Take my money. Happy birthday, Mock. Avatar Ashkenazi. New York became unsafe for so many people. Suggestions for any other place to visit in February to see the Super Bowl? Happy birthday, Mock. I don't, I would go anywhere but New York.
Like almost anywhere but
anywhere
yeah.
but it. Marcy Peralez, Blackout Dark Chocolate is amazing. Thank you, Daisy. Isn't it great? It's really good. It's like a treat in a cup.
Yeah.
It's so good. Jose Rodriguez, morning from Texas. Mock, here's some WAD to help your bank account recover from the surgery. Those bolt-ons aren't cheap. Happy birthday. Take my money. Sure, they look good, Mock. Denise, will Trump be granted another term for 2020? Maybe that's what he has hinted. Maybe that is what he has hinted to happening. Probably not. He's not going to get another term, but still, people need to be held accountable for what happened in 2020. People need to be held accountable for all sorts of stuff. I'm still waiting for some accountability for COVID, for crying out loud.
Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, Fauci's still counting our money. Elizabeth Boyer, happy birthday, Mock. Can't believe it's been a year since I sang to you at the Indy meet and greet. Much love to you and prayers for swift healing. I can't believe it's been a year either.
Know.
Crazy. God, time flies. Robin Dye, Gavin's wife's parents recently left California for Florida. Yep. There's a reason for that. Tammy Pfeiffer. Good morning. My nephew stationed in Iraq got word to us yesterday that they are fine and don't pay attention to the news because they overplay everything. That's good to know. Tammy. Teresa Raimundo, happy birthday, Mock. Both you and Daisy are the perfect pair to bake the world of news to us. I do much better listening to you than digesting the rest of the idiots that try to deliver news to us. That's very sweet. We try, Teresa. That's our goal. That's our goal. Karen Elliott, when trying to train puppies to pee outside, I've been known to pee outside. Is that?
I've been known to
pee.
I don't know.
I think it's outside. I think I've been people. People have done this. Like if you pee outside, if you're training a puppy, if like a dude goes out there and pees outside, a dog will pee outside.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense.
It's not unheard of. It isn't. Teresa Raimundo, what happened to the coffee beans when they got in trouble? They were grounded. Felipe Move, happy birthday, Mock. I guess the salsa classes I booked for today would have to be postponed. By the way, I didn't think you were a bolt-on kind of girl, but I bet they look amazing.
I didn't get boobs, you guys. Much to my husband's disappointment, I'm sure. I did not actually get boobs. That is fake news. One more just came over on locals. Denise Angel 2 said, happy birthday, Mock. Thank you very much to everybody. You guys are very, very generous.
So no plans today then. You're just chilling?
Well, other than our meetings, which we have.
We do have meetings, yep.
Yeah, I've got PT coming to the house this afternoon.
Are you at least is he making you a dinner or something like that?
He makes me dinner every night. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's been so very helpful and good and sweet, and
Ron.
he's been really, really a good caretaker.
Cheers for
sure.
Ron. Ron is like killing it. He's killing this husband thing, you guys. Everybody give her like birthday hugs. We're bringing it in. It's a big birthday hug. You guys make sure that you give her all the fuss on socials and all that. I'm sure I'm going to put something out on our Chicks on the Right Instagram and just make sure that everybody can fuss over her today. I put one out on my own. So, yeah, everybody fuss over her today because she acts like she doesn't want the fuss, but she's deep down.
I love fuss. I love it.
She loves the fuss. She really does. So you guys have a wonderful Wednesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.